Hey guys, welcome. Today we're going to be talking about what I wrote about life when I was 18 versus how I responded to it and thought differently at 24. Well, I'll just get right into it. December 4th, 2016 at 9:26 p.m. As I was walking home in the crisp, chilly air, I got to talking to myself, my soul. It was dark out, and just something about the night sky and calmness makes me think. You see how big the world is. Well, I was walking along, smoking a cigarette. Pause. I would never do something like that now. And I don't smoke cigarettes, but sometimes the relaxation is just what I need. All you're going to have in life is yourself, and you have to love yourself. Don't destroy it physically or emotionally, as I'm smoking a cigarette. As you could see, I knew things but did not implement it into my life. That is the most evil thing. You're doing that to the person who's always by your side. You have to learn that each day you're growing into a newer person. Each year you will never be the same. Humans drift from each other, and because personalities change and so do lives. You can love with all your heart, but nothing is going to last forever. Life isn't about working and paying off debt. It's about finding yourself and falling in love with your own soul. Be able to enjoy spending time with yourself. Everything happens for a reason, and if a person is supposed to teach you something or be in your life for a certain amount of time, they will come back. Maybe once, maybe 100 times, but you cannot depend on them. Let the night suck the thoughts from your brain. I don't see a point in disliking yourself, because you're not the person you were 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 1 week ago. If you don't like the person you are today, change yourself. There's always room to change. Work on it. Build yourself. Look at your past and always learn from it. It happened for a reason, I promise you. I do still agree with that. Even things that have happened to me that were very traumatic and horrible at the time, I do still see the good that came out of it, and that certain things wouldn't have happened if it wasn't because of that. And you can see what you learned from it, and I wouldn't be the person I was today if it wasn't for these traumatic things. Anyway. More things are to come and are going to impact your life. You can either drown in the world's mysteries or go out and discover them. I'm 18, and I'm still very young, and I'm not in a rush to get older. Being young is an amazing thing. You'll miss it later in life. All of a sudden, you will find your life slipping away with little time left and want to go back to when you were 16 and dumb, but having the time of your life, or 9 and unaware of the bad things in life. You will wonder why you purposely slit open your skin when you were 14 or 17. When you had all of your friends in one little area. You'll wonder how they're doing. You might see them again, and the picture and memory you have of them in your head will be demolished because they have peeled over so many layers of themselves that you don't know them anymore. If you just smile and laugh all the way through your life's trip, I promise you, it'll be fine. Your soul loves you. When I realized that I still had this in my notes from 6 years ago, it was touching, to say the least. And I think at the time that I read this, a couple months ago, I needed to hear it, and it came back to me at the right time. Because I was going through the grief of losing my daughter. And it's nice to hear your soul loves you no matter how much shiz goes on in life. And now, here is what I wrote back to it. And this was a couple months ago. So even still from a couple months ago, I'm still growing more. I've been kayaking today, just me, by myself. I docked up at a beach to smoke some ganja and chill. I read the message from when I was 18 about The only one who's known me my whole life is me, and there's no reason to dislike myself. I'm 24. I feel like just zoned out thinking about so much for like 2 minutes. I feel like I've been putting all my energy towards Zach, that's my fiance, at all times. Like, I love him times infinity, and so I'm neglecting my one-on-one time with myself, who I should also love times infinity. I've been relying on people outside of myself for happiness, including friends, and I've known not to do that since a teenager. We can even forget our own wisdom, but it's always there. We just have to stay conscious of our present moment and not get caught up with thinking yourself insane, LOL. We have access to our truest self at all the time, anytime. It can get hard getting caught up in the day-to-day, but I remember deep in my soul that what's on the inside spreads towards the outside. I see all these crazy coincidences in my life, and at a point they're not coincidences anymore. Everything is connected and a synchronicity, and it's just about if we're tuning into that frequency or not, just like a radio. We are closest to the people we're so similar to, so why is it hard when it's the body you inhabit? And it can be hard to know what's best for self-love for your body. Lately, I've been doing a lot of things that are showing love to my body. I knew I needed to show self-love to my body as a teenager, but I actually implement that into my daily life now. But then I'll still drown in the moments when I don't. But it doesn't erase all the progress I've made. The days I don't drink consciously when others are around me is a win. That's amazing self-control. So don't be so hard on yourself. It'll only make others around you hard on themselves. You've switched from sugary processed desserts to fruit. You're doing amazing. Don't drown in every little mistake. It'll just make you think you don't like yourself. You have to be a friend to yourself. Just like you treat all your best buds. The more you treat your body with acts of self-hate, the worse your health will be. The more others will profit off of others' self-hate. So many toxic things are legal, and the illegal plant medicine is told to be bad for you. It's all so twisted and backwards. Full-time jobs distract us from what truly matters. All we want is some relief from the week. So we don't even realize we're not showing our bodies self-hate just because we want comfort. We're our own comfort. We don't need anything outside of ourselves to ignite that fire of happiness from within. And ever since that day where I did take the time out to just be with myself and enjoy spending time with myself and reflect on my life, I have consciously been going hiking by myself, recording videos, dancing by myself, laughing with myself, showing more self-love, barely drinking. Everyone needs that time to enjoy your own company. And there's always room to grow, as my 18-year-old self said. So that is what I wrote about life at 18 versus 24, and I hope that some of you can reflect on how you feel about your own selves and maybe can relate to some of the things that I said.